Coming up next, travel troubles could be looming as millions of people are expected to travel for Thanksgiving. What you should do if you get stuck on the side of the road. Plus, a late night launch to light up the Space Coast. We have live coverage as SpaceX gets ready to send more satellites into space. That's tonight at 10.
Fox 35 News starts now with breaking news.
Just into our newsroom tonight, the search is on this evening for a missing child with autism. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says 7-year-old Charlie ran away earlier this evening. Friends and neighbors are now searching for that little boy in Deltona. He was last seen on Stillwater Avenue. We want to get right out to Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie. She just arrived to the scene moments ago. So, Hannah, what is the latest out there?
Well, this Deltona neighborhood is crawling with law enforcement right now. They just launched a drone directly behind us here. They are pulling out all the stops to search for 7-year-old Charlie. In addition to law enforcement, we have seen neighbors just walking the streets, some on bicycles, some with their cars with flashlights out. 7-year-old Charlie has autism and is nonverbal. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says he may be attracted to Christmas lights and water. He's also known to climb trees. The Sheriff's Office says they are bringing in additional resources to help find him. This, as we see the drone flying, we can also hear a helicopter buzzing right now. Now, Charlie ran off from his home on Stillwater Avenue tonight around 8 p.m. He was wearing a black T-shirt and white shorts at the time. We are working on getting a photo of him so we can show you that. If you do know anything about where Charlie is, or you happen to have seen a child matching that description, you are asked to call 911. Now, as I said, this is said they got a reverse 911 call. They heard that call for help and they just headed out with a flashlight into their car. People are yelling his name in the streets here. Obviously, everyone worried about 7-year-old Charlie, hoping to get him home safely tonight. Again, he ran off from his home here on Stillwater Avenue around 8 p.m. tonight. We will be staying out here for the latest on this story. Live in Deltona, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
We hope they find Charlie soon. Hannah, thank you. Well, we are tracking the next big thing tonight. Things are warming back up just in time for Thanksgiving. We could be in the 80s while we're gobbling down on turkey.
And Orlando will be close to the record high for Thanksgiving Day. And Noah Bergeron joins us right now.
So, Noah, what can we expect?
Yeah, Lou, guys, it's going to be feeling a lot more maybe like October or even late September on Thursday. There'll be some humidity, too. Temperature today got to 79 in Orlando, and I think we'll add about maybe a degree, 2 degrees each day between now and Thanksgiving. 81 today in Winter Haven, 76 currently the high reported from Daytona Beach this afternoon. All right, 80 tomorrow on average across the area, 81 on Wednesday. These numbers are an average of our region, which again is large from Brevard County all the way up to Marion County. 83 on Thursday, but I do think it's possible that some spots in Orange, Osceola counties, even down to Polk County, could get 84, 85 for Thursday. So a stark difference from over the weekend. Then a cold front comes through Friday, and we're back to 70 on Saturday. Check out the morning lows the next several days. 50s, then 63 Black Friday morning, down to 52 for Saturday morning, and it's going to get very cold, my friends, next week. We'll talk about that in more detail coming up.
Well, thank you. New tonight, people living in Groveland are dealing with huge spikes in their water bills. Some increases as high as 136%.
The city says the increase was approved, but people we spoke with say they were not expecting their bills to more than double. Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns joins us live in Groveland tonight, which is about 40 miles west of downtown Orlando. So, Kelsey, what are people saying about these new rates?
Yes, John. Well, this was the holiday season surprise that literally no one that we spoke with wanted tonight. Residents are understandably upset to see these rate hikes. One person we spoke to says she saw a rate increase that was so high that she ended up actually paying more for her water bill than her electric bill just for last month. Here's what some of those residents had to say. Now, if you're having any difficulty paying your bill on time, the city of Groveland says you can give them a call and they can put you on a payment plan. Also, if you're having any issues with your water meter reading, make sure you also give the city a call so they can come out to your property to investigate. Live in Lake County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Kelsey. The woman who opened fire through her front door and killed her neighbor last year was just sentenced to 25 years in prison. Susan Lawrence was found guilty of manslaughter back in August for the death of A.J. Owens. The defense attorneys called up several people to speak to Lawrence's character. Her sister talked about their family history of mental illness and violence at the hands of their father. A psychologist says that trauma influenced her responses to loud noises, such as A.J. Owens pounding on her door before Lawrence shot her. Owens' families and friends say that they're just focused on their own trauma.
Susan's apology was a last-ditch attempt to save herself. It wasn't sincere. She never showed remorse. As I stated before, her remorse that she showed, if any, at best, was for herself.
The family of A.J. Owens did get an apology from Lawrence today ahead of sentencing, but only after she talked about her medical issues and feeling fearful in the moment. Well, there could be a break in the legal troubles for President-elect Donald Trump. Special counsel Jack Smith says that he's now seeking to dismiss the January 6 charges against him.
Smith also filed a motion to drop his appeal in the classified documents case. Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is live in the Alert Center tonight tracking these major developments. Marlisa.
Luann and John, President-elect Trump says those lawsuits against him were a political hijacking. He also pleaded not guilty to all charges stemming from both of Smith's investigations. In his filing, Smith asked for a dismissal without prejudice, which could leave the door open to prosecution when Trump leaves office. In the Alert Center, Marlisa Goldsmith, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Marlisa. Well, Orlando is officially a championship city. The Orlando Pride finished their record-breaking season with a big trophy.
And an even bigger parade. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte was in downtown celebrating with the team.
You can see the banners are flying high. NWSL champs, and this city came out in droves to celebrate the Orlando Pride. We spoke with one of the star players herself during the parade, Barbara Banda. Barbara, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's so good. We are the champions, Orlando Pride.
A parade fit for champions.
MVP, MVP, MVP.
Several thousand Orlando Pride fans celebrating the NWSL champions as the parade made its way from Orange Avenue to City Hall.
Let's go Pride! Vamos Orlando!
Definitely been waiting for this moment.
This season is just spectacular, and just to be there with them for this ride, watching them win, it's just been amazing.
Orlando Pride players feel grateful for the fans cheering them on today and throughout the team's best season yet.
It's so great and amazing to see our fans rooting for us. That keeps us pushing more, even coming next season, so that we can do better.
The Pride, the first professional sports team to win a major league championship in Orlando.
The women brought it home, so yeah, just so proud of them. They worked so hard for this moment.
The key to the city of Orlando.
Each Pride player getting a key to the city after they gave the City Beautiful a championship.
Since I've come to Orlando, they welcome me so well, and then I need to give back something nice to them.
The crowd of people full of young athletes.
And I have their cards. Got selfie with Julie Doyle.
Orlando Pride captain Marta is hoping to inspire the next generation.
We live our dreams now, but we want to inspire their dreams too.
Marta has been on the Pride for 8 years and is 38 years old. When asked what's next, she said first she's going to take a vacation, but thinks she'll play for another year or two. So a lot to look forward to next season. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Buffamonte, Fox 35 News.
As I was leaving downtown today, they were getting back on their trolley. They're still out celebrating. I'm telling you right now.
But they deserve a
they
vacation.
should. Yeah, it's our first
long
big
vacation.
one. All right. Well, Fox 35 News at 10 is just getting started.
Still to come, a person leaps into a river to avoid being hit by a semi-truck. It all happened after a car crash. The roadside safety tips you should know to avoid disaster this holiday travel season.
And Fox 35 investigates a mysterious case of car windows shattering on their own.
They'll grenade into what looks to be millions of little tiny glass shards.
So what's behind this issue and the steps you can take to make sure it doesn't happen to you?
It's been 20 years and she was trying to get home to her family.
A suspect ordered them into the trunk of the car.
And I know she did everything she could.
When everything is shut down for the hurricane, everybody was inside. No one saw anything.
It's going to take someone to come forward.
I'm asking anybody who knows anything, no matter how small it is, bring it to us.
Fox Local is Fox 35. Live news and more. On your phone, on your TV. Fox Local is built for you. Fox Local. The Fox 35 Shop and Drop, December 7th at this Walmart Supercenter.
All right, good news in the tropics. No development over the next week. There could be something down in the Caribbean heading into early December, but no threat at all here for the rest of the season, which is good news.
A car crash this morning on a bridge on I-4 turned into a heart-stopping rescue as one person jumped over the railing and into the St. Johns River to avoid being hit by a semi.
As millions of people get ready to hit the road for Thanksgiving, this is a great reminder of how dangerous even a simple accident can become. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie explains what drivers should do if they're found in a similar position. And that was Hannah McKenzie reporting. AAA estimates 71 million people are going to hit the road for this holiday travel season.
The next big thing is a roller coaster of temperatures. We will be going from highs in the 80s on Thanksgiving back to lows in the 40s by Sunday. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Bergeron is back with us tonight.
And if you are traveling, right, you better bring some extra clothes.
Yeah, I know everywhere outside of here is cold for Thanksgiving.
That's wild, yeah.
We're just pushing it away. It'll come back next week. We won't focus on that. We'll just focus on Thanksgiving being, in some spots, I mean, heck, Tampa might even get close to 85 on Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be very warm and mild. You see the bottom right. We've got a launch, don't forget, coming up in a few minutes from the Space Coast. Another SpaceX going up, and that'll be highly visible because of how clear it is. Now, a little meteorology for you. This is not super high level. This is pretty elementary, but real quick, remember the temperature and the dew point are very important. The dew point can never go above the temperature. Or in other words, the temperature can't go below the dew point. Why am I mentioning that? Well, look where the temps are right now. We'll just pick one number out here. Orlando, 63. Look where the dew point is right now, 57. So the temps are falling, and they can't fall below the dew point. And when the temp and the dew point are the same, you get a cloud, or in this case, fog. And tonight, there could be some really dense fog early in the morning tomorrow, especially along and west of I-4. So if you're going to be up between 5 and 7 a.m., we'll cover it on Good Day Orlando, but I'm just giving you the heads up that this is a perfect recipe for very dense fog with a clear sky, light winds, and the temp that's going to fall right at or close to within a degree or two of the dew point. So morning commute tomorrow, as you see these icons, heads up for what could be some very dense fog in spots. The beaches probably not, but inland areas certainly some dense fog to start off your morning. It'll evaporate out probably by about 8:30 in the morning. There's that cold front. It's 34 in Springfield, Missouri, 65 in Tuscaloosa. Now this cold front will fall apart before getting here. Another one will form for Black Friday, and that will come in here. Check out Chicago right now, sitting at 37. All right, so if you're traveling via air tomorrow, maybe some issues at DIA, Denver International. If you're flying anywhere else in the country, at least for the weather reason, there's no issues tomorrow outside of probably Denver. Wednesday, St. Louis, maybe for rain and wind, but there will probably be more snow up towards Indianapolis and Chicago. O'Hare and Midway are very good with handling snow, but maybe a little bit of delays from the weather in Chicago on Wednesday if you're flying through O'Hare. Now Thursday on Thanksgiving, a nor'easter, big time snow from upstate New York, Syracuse, Albany, into Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, up to a foot of snow, and we'll get the cold front from that here on Black Friday. Quickly, I'll show you the snow. By the way, the Macy's parade in New York, it's going to be a washout. In fact, it'll probably pour a good part of the morning in New York on Thursday. In interior New England, if this is where you're going, or parts of the Northeast, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Syracuse, New York, lots of snow. And you see here on a Fox model, even up to a foot of snow in the higher elevations Thursday heading into Friday. And the cold front from that will come through here. But notice this one here, that's the one that's currently in Missouri that falls apart. So tomorrow, sunny and warm, some clouds north, Fog again tomorrow night like tonight. Wednesday, Thanksgiving preps, sunny and warmer. Now look to the north. Here's Thanksgiving, 1:30. Cloudy and showery all day. Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas. If you're driving via car north for Thanksgiving, cloudy and wet on Thursday, but sunny here on the peninsula. Here comes the front for Black Friday, and I do think we'll see rain. Here's 10 in the morning Friday. Some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Quick hitting through the morning and midday, then the front pushes east and it will clear out rapidly heading into Saturday. So tomorrow 80, 81 on Wednesday, 83 on Thursday, record highs 86. Another cold front Friday, then much cooler Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I will talk about the potential for a freeze next week, coming up in about 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's a drop. Thank you, sir. Still to come tonight at 10 o'clock, we pay tribute to a Central Florida legend.
From philanthropy to hospitality, see how Harris Rosen's memory lives on.
Plus, a man gets off a roller coaster just seconds before it gets to the top. Why he got out of a seat and how that might have saved his life.
It's been 20 years and she was trying to get home to her family.
A suspect ordered them into the trunk of the car.
And I know she did everything that she could.
No one saw anything.
It's going to take someone to come forward.
I'm asking anybody who knows anything, no matter how small it is, bring it to us.
Well, a record number of Americans are excited to catch a flight for Thanksgiving. The TSA expects more than 18 million passengers to be screened.
But some flights could be delayed because the FAA does not have enough air traffic controllers. The delays could happen during peak travel times. The Northeast is expected to be hit the hardest. Officials say the slowdown to traffic is a way to protect passenger safety. Last spring, the FAA said they were short about 3,000 controllers. This September, they hired 1,800 workers, but they still need about 1,000 more to fill all the vacancies. Paying for childcare is one of the biggest expenses for working Americans. The latest data from the Labor Department shows that in 2022, the cost of full-time daycare for just one kid ranged from $6,500 up to $15,000 a year. That is almost the equivalent of a second mortgage. Labor data estimates 13 million out of about 63 million parents pay for childcare.
All right, wild moments caught on camera in Arizona as a man gets off a roller coaster just seconds before it gets to the top. And here's why. The man said his safety harness disengaged while the ride was still climbing. Then the safety bar released. He was able to get out of a seat and onto the emergency stairs right before the ride went over the drop and into a series of twists and turns. You see him get off right there. The amusement park has yet to comment on what happened.
So scary.
That is scary.
Coming up in our next half hour, remembering Harris Rosen and his impact on Central Florida. We reflect on his contributions from education to healthcare.
And there are growing concerns tonight about the safety of prescription drugs, why the FDA is now under the microscope.
We have some sad news to report tonight. Harris Rosen passed away this morning.
The Orlando businessman spent his life building a multi-million-dollar hotel empire while also giving back to the community in a major way. Fox 35's Amy Caulfield takes a look back at his incredible legacy. He was quite a guy, that's for sure. All right, we continue to follow breaking news right now. The search is on for a missing child with autism.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says 7-year-old Charlie ran away earlier this evening. Charlie was last seen on Stillwater Avenue, and now a massive search is underway in Deltona. We want to get back out to Hannah McKenzie. She is live on the scene tonight. So, Hannah, what is the latest?
Well, minute by minute, this neighborhood is getting busier and busier. Another drone just launching behind us right now. You can hear the helicopter also buzzing overhead. Just moments ago, I actually hoping to get little Charlie home. She tells me Charlie is the youngest of her 3 children, and he ran off this evening after the family was coming back after grabbing some pizza for dinner. She said she just couldn't grab him fast enough, and he took off. She said he has run off before, but never like this. So of course she is terrified right now. We do have Charlie's photo for you, so I do want to bring that up and get that on your screen now. So Charlie, 7-year-old, is nonverbal and he has autism. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says he may also be attracted to Christmas lights and water. He's also known to climb trees. In addition to law enforcement, neighbors and strangers are out here doing what they can to help find Charlie. Take a listen.
As a mom, I'm like, I gotta help them find it. As soon as I parked, I got out, I got my flashlight, and I tried to help. They told us to come back in, though.
I got the alert on my phone, and we came right over. It was only 0.4 miles, so me and my son, we came, and as a mom being stuck, having to just stand around and watch everyone that you don't know come together and look for your son. It just, that's what we do. That's what moms and people do.
Charlie ran off from his home on Stillwater Avenue, where we are right now, around 8 p.m. He was wearing a black T-shirt and white shorts at the time. If you see him, call 911 immediately. Now, you might even hear some dogs barking behind me, and that's because the bloodhounds were just brought in. Charlie's mom tells me she actually gave deputies his bed sheets as a scent reference, and we have been hearing those dogs barking occasionally throughout the evening, just really the last 10 minutes or so. We will, of course, stay out here and bring you the latest updates as soon as we get them in this search for 7-year-old Charlie. Reporting live in Deltona, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Hannah, thank you. Well, Helene and Milton are still throwing punches long after wrecking parts of Central Florida. Many homeowners are frustrated with the lack of communication with their insurance companies. Renters are also voicing similar frustrations, but as a renter, you have to depend on your landlord to make the repairs and report any issues.
Landlords need to be communicating with their tenants as to the status of any repairs or anticipating timelines for repairs, and tenants need to communicate with their landlord on their intent to stay or to go.
An attorney we spoke with says renters have the right to break a lease if an apartment is not livable. The president-elect is throwing his support behind Florida Senator Randy Fine in a potential bid for U.S. Congress. Donald Trump posted this to Truth Social, encouraging Fine to launch his campaign for the 6th Congressional District. That's the district currently held by Congressman Mike Waltz. Well, Trump tapped Waltz to be his next national security advisor. The seat will be filled by a special election. The primary for that seat will be January 28th, and the general election will be Tuesday, April 1st.
Meanwhile, Trump endorsed the chief financial officer of Florida to fill an open seat once held by former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Trump calling Jimmy Patronis a wonderful friend to him and to MAGA. Patronis accepted the endorsement and then officially submitted his resignation effective March 31st, which is right before the election. Trump also named Republican Congresswoman Lori Chavez DeRamer as his labor secretary. Project 2025 co-author Russell Vogt is also named as the director of the Office of Management and Budget. And Brooke Rollins, who was Trump's former director of domestic policy, is now his agriculture secretary. Now the Senate confirmation process begins. The transition team has reportedly not yet signed transition agreements, though, with the federal government. This stops the Trump administration from making any contact with those federal agencies, and it also prevents FBI background checks of his cabinet nominees.
I don't want to have a delay. I want to have the hearings. I want to make a decision on each one of them on the merits, as I've done in the past, and I can't do that without the background checks.
The Trump transition team will not provide a reason for the delay, only that its lawyers continue to constructively engage.
A report by the Associated Press earlier this year raises questions about the FDA's ability to ensure the safety of prescription drugs.
That report says the FDA is falling behind on inspections and even running out of inspectors. Fox 35's Haley Hines explains the nearly 2,000 drug makers that are overdue for inspections. All right, next here on Fox 35 News at 10, Fox 35 investigates a threat on the streets.
Something is turning car windows into glass grenades.
I didn't even know a window could explode for no reason whatsoever.
Car window explosions are costing drivers some big bucks. Hear what you can do to protect yourself.
All right, first of all, the Fox 35 Pump Patrol, $2.82 a gallon. That's at the Circle K along Howland Boulevard in Deltona, and you're watching Fox 35 News at 10.
When the sun goes down, that's when this town lights up. Central Florida is full of energy. Your news should be too. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. Join me late nights at 11 for the late news that won't put you to sleep.
Fox 35 Late News at 11, weeknights.
Tonight, Fox Fox 35 investigates spontaneous shattering. Concerns are growing for drivers and mechanics who say that car windows are just bursting without warning. It happened to one woman in Brevard County, and we found out she's not alone.
Fox 35's Esther Bauer looks into how this is possible and what to do if it happens to you.
Well, a warm-up is on the way for Thanksgiving, and Noah is back with us tonight.
Okay, so warm up because we have a cool down after that as well, right? We're in this roller coaster pattern.
Hot, cold, hot, cold. Everybody's going to be getting sick after 2 more of these, I think.
Oh, really?
A lot of,
take yours
80s to 30s 3 times in a month. There will be a lot of people getting sick from all this contrast, and I think it's going to be a pretty cold December, actually, in the eastern United States. It's been a warm November for really everywhere east of the Mississippi River, and I really do think we'll have a lot of cold fronts this year into Florida in December. 50 run right now in Palm Coast, 59 in Sanford, 64 in Cocoa Beach, the warm spot. Temperatures right now compared to this time yesterday are about 5 to 8 degrees warmer. So the point there is the trend is up from where we have been. Wind speeds are light in a clear sky and light winds. Temperature going to near the dew point means that fog will be very prevalent tomorrow morning. So heads up for the morning commute. Dense fog will be around, especially along and west of I-4 going towards I-75. So tomorrow, mostly sunny and dry. There'll be a front in the Florida Panhandle with some clouds and showers, but it's not going to come here. Notice this gray here. This is 8:30 Wednesday. This is fog again in the central part of the peninsula. Then it's sunny Wednesday afternoon. We do have a cold front coming for Black Friday. Here's Thanksgiving, 1:30. It's very nice, but this cold front comes in from the northwest. A couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm Friday morning and midday, and things will clear on out Friday night. All right, Thanksgiving, sunny to start. A couple of clouds filter in. Sunset about 5:28 p.m. Highs about 83, I think, in the early to mid-afternoon. Here's the morning low temperatures on Thanksgiving. 58 in Orlando, 54 in Atlanta, 29 in Springfield, Missouri, 60 over in Houston. But watch what happens. I'll go back so you see. Here's Thursday morning. Here's Friday morning. Here's Saturday morning, and look at the cold really start to build in. These are the air temps, 29 in Atlanta, 23 in Nashville, 49 in Orlando, 35. That's the air temp in Tallahassee, and that cold will keep inching southward as we head into next week. And I do think there could be freeze and frost potential for most of our area, possibly twice next week. So that's something we're going to watch for you. We'll keep you up to date as we get a little closer. So 80s the next few days, a cold front Friday with a few morning and midday showers, clearing Saturday, then turning sharply colder as we head into the opening days of December.
All right, still to come here on Fox 35 News at 10, travel etiquette. Some people just don't know how to act on a plane. Up next, how one man dealt with some very intruding toes.
But before we head to break tonight, you're taking a live look over downtown Orlando. You can see parts of the city lit up in purple in honor of the Pride's big championship win. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. We're back in just 3 minutes with more news.
On your phone, on your TV, download the Fox 35 local app.
Everyone loves a nice holiday card. Send us yours before Christmas Eve, and we'll send you one of ours in return. Happy holidays from Fox 35.
Millions of Americans are traveling by plane for Thanksgiving this week.
And that's bringing plane etiquette back into the conversation because check this one out. One man going viral for his way of getting people to stop putting their feet in his space. He posted a TikTok showing him pour water on their feet under his chair. He says it's a way to make the feet go away while avoiding confrontation. I don't know how to avoid confrontation.
Yes, move your feet
yeah,
back.
right. And we've heard of people reclining in the seats, maybe snoring too loud, but now there's another in-flight behavior that's raising some eyebrows. This fitness influencer is doing a full-on workout in the middle of the aisle. I saw this one and it drove me nuts. She says she had a hard time staying still for so long and wanted to avoid blood clots on the long flight, so she worked out. She's now being shredded online with people calling her obnoxious.
That is a little obnoxious.
Can you imagine that right next to you?
No.
Just looking at her. Oh, that's enough. Just sit in your seat. Late News at 11 is coming up next.
Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is here to kick things off. Hey, Marlisa.
Hey there, guys. Speaking of obnoxious, a woman's package stolen mid-delivery. But here's the catch. She says she never ordered it in the first place. Police are now saying these crimes start way before the drop-off. Meet me here at 11 to find out.